In this video, I will demonstrate how Read and Write can provide text-to-speech in Canvas on a MacBook computer. I have an assignment in Canvas opened up here, and right away I can use the Read and Write tool to have all the instructions read, as well as any of the other text on the screen. For example, some of the menus and prompts that are off to the side. Sometimes students might want to have that read back to them as well. So first step is to click on the Read and Write puzzle piece to activate the toolbar. And the toolbar comes down. For text-to-speech, we have a few options. There's the hover speech tool here. This tool will allow me just to float my cursor over any text and it will start reading it without pressing any buttons. If I want to select specific text first and then have just that text read, I can highlight it and then click on the play button here. So those are the two main options. I'm going to first start with showing the hover speech tool. Oops. Get back in here. Okay. So I'm going to first of all show you how to read the instructions. I'm going to click on hover speech. If you don't know what the tools are, you can always hover your cursor over them for a second or so, and then it does give you a little label. And again, I'm just going to hover my cursor over the text.
Blank assignment to practice accessibility features copy 2. Use text-to-speech to read this text. R&W hover. Built-in accessibility for Mac CTRLR. People. Grades. People.
Oops. Let's try that again.
Dashboard. Courses.
So it's reading all the text on the screen.
Blank assignment to practice accessibility features copy 2.
To turn the feature off,
Home.
you'll need to unclick the hover speech tool. If I wanted to target specific text and have that read, I would select it with the cursor first, and then click on the play button.
Use the built-in text-to-speech for Mac CTRLR.
So those are both working fairly well. On the instructions for this assignment, there is on number 2 a link to follow to open up another article and another website. I'm going to click on that and just demonstrate how that can work. So it took me to another website. It's an article about spider. And I'm going to activate the toolbar here, clicking on the purple puzzle piece. And hover speech again.
8 new species of spider has been found on a backyard bin in New South Wales.
So that's working pretty nicely.
Science.
One thing I want to point out too is that you can change the settings so that when you're using hover speech, it will just keep reading the text instead of having to keep moving the cursor. So you go to options up here and the 3 dots, and then under speech you want to click on continuous reading. And while you're here, just another thing to point out is that you can slow the speech down a little bit if you need to, or speed it up for that matter, as well as changing your voices. So gone over some of the stuff in the setup, but wanted to show you this. Okay, I'm going to click OK, and then just to show you how hover speech can now just keep reading.
8 new species of spider has been found on a backyard bin in New South Wales. Citizen scientists demanded that George spotted the new spider.
So as you can see, it just keeps on going with that continuous reading box checked up here in the settings or the options. Okay, so now back to Canvas. Let's say we've read the assignment and we're ready to submit our work. We're going to click on Submit Assignment and go to the text box where we can provide some of our feedback as the instructions require. I'm just going to give an example. This is my text. I love the article. And if I wanted to have this text read back to me as well, I can use text-to-speech for that with Read&Write. So I'll put the cursor at the beginning, I'll highlight the text I want read back, and click on play.
This is my text. I love the article.
And that works fairly well. The hover speech tool generally doesn't work for your typed text, as I'm hovering over the text and it does not work. So if you want to have your written work read back to you, you need to use the play and stop pause buttons here. These three. All right, so that's using text-to-speech in Read&Write. It's pretty awesome.